Welcome to our home bar seminar, now our new version that we're broadcasting on Friday mornings. I'm Bill Gross at Bill Gross Probate, along with my good friend and colleague,
Patricia Castillo. Hello, everybody.
a little under the weather. So this is Patricia Castillo under the weather, Patricia, along with our
Yes.
good friend.
Shannon the lender.
And we get together every week and talk about home buying, whether you want to buy your first house or your next house.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on in the home buying market, Patricia?
Well, Bill, as you know, everybody knows we're just getting through this catastrophic disaster right now of all the natural, the fires that happened. And right now, people are looking for homes even more so than before. So on the west side, of course, like Brentwood, Pacific Palisades, all those people still need to find a home, whether it's a rental or a home to buy. And we're seeing a lot of price increases. But in my area, I'm in Downey, and I've been working more south recently. And I have buyers that are still looking to buy. But what's a main concern now, even more so than before, is fire insurance. And so we're in escrow right now on a property in San Dimas, and although the property is not close to brush or mountains, San Dimas is a mountainous community, but the property is not located in a fire hazard area, but you still want to check your fire insurance quote beforehand. So if anything can change, and especially right now with the wildfires happening, the insurance companies can choose to insure or not insure the property. And so you want to make sure that your fire insurance is up to date, whether you got a quote ahead of time before you opened escrow, during escrow. And so that's what I'm having my client do, is just check in with her insurance agent so that we don't have any hiccups when we go to fund in a couple of weeks. But I'm seeing my phone's ringing more. I see a lot more activity right now of sellers wanting to sell as well. I just took a listing yesterday in Lancaster. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath home. It's a great starter home. And a lot of these properties do qualify for down payment assistance. So if you are a buyer, a first-time buyer that's looking for a starter home in the LA County area, you're still in LA County. If you're in Palmdale, Lancaster, these properties are well priced for a large family home. And, Shannon can also talk about down payment assistance programs that can help somebody get into a home.
So now, have the fires directly affected homes in the 710 605 south of the 60 freeway area? I don't think at all, but more up in the foothills, like north of the 210s, the area most impacted?
Correct. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. And so, but I think, though, the other part is, though, people who are houses are burned are looking for housing anywhere they can get it.
That's right, especially with a lot of the rentals that we're hearing about that have price gouging happening, and hopefully the landlord stop doing that. But I have a friend that she lives right in the heart of Palisades. Her home did not burn down, but she also cannot live in it for probably a year because of all the smoke that entered the home, and it's just toxic right now. So they have to have it gutted and cleaned out. So she needs a place to rent temporarily. So I do have people reaching out asking for rentals just on a temporary basis because they need to get their home back into a livable condition.
Crazy times. And insurance, I think if your insurance wasn't canceled, but even if they're getting ready to fund insurance, do you see have you heard stories about any insurance companies? I imagine they require inspections.
I've had an insurance company ask for the home inspection report, and so they're getting more strict, a little more invasive on looking at the pre-qualification for a property, whether you're directly in a fire hazard zone or not. And I've sold property before in Lake Elsinore where the property was located up against a brush area, and my client, this was a couple years ago, just had to pay a little higher premium on the policy due to the location. But right now, the insurance companies are so sensitive to this, they may just choose not to insure the property altogether. And then if you're in escrow already, that's going to be very devastating if you have to pull out of escrow and start looking for another home and go back on the market, start house hunting again. So insurance companies, rather than just asking the client to pay a higher premium, they could just reject the policy altogether.
I saw actually did a podcast on this topic 10 days ago before the fires. That something like 30% of escrows were canceling because of insurance issues, whether it be couldn't get insurance or the price was higher that caused the ratios to change, right? The lender pre-qualifies assuming one insurance policy and the policy comes in at $200 a month more, which can be significant, right? So Shannon, how do you pre-qualify? I know when I was a lender, we used kind of like a pre-market statistic that was pretty accurate most of the time for the insurance. Is that number still accurate, or you have to get actual insurance quotes, or how are you being careful to make sure your clients don't get cut short?
I know, yeah, this is something that's very new. And so usually, I would quote people around 125, 150 a month for homeowners insurance. And now I'm having obviously to do 2 to 250 a month. And now what we are doing, like Patricia is saying, is I'm asking my insurance agent, hey, can I get an insurance quote on this property, I'm having to do property by property before, or right when they're submitting offers and the agent's saying, hey, this is a property I think we're going to get. Then I'm pretty much preemptively now, as before, I would get an insurance quote, an official insurance quote, probably right when we open escrow. Now I'm doing it in the offer phase to make sure that we're pretty much in line. So they have gone up, I would say at the tune of about 30 to 40% from the last ones that I've quoted at the very minimum. So, but these ones that I'm doing are not in like high mountain areas. I did one in San Pedro and Bamboo, just for you guys to know, Bamboo is still giving out insurance quotes. AAA still giving out insurance quotes. And unfortunately for some of these, the California Fair Plan is one of the only ones that will do fire still. So I know that it's not the most popular choice. I don't know if you guys have any other ones, but in certain instances, I'm still seeing insurance people say I have to go with Fair Plan to get this done. So yeah, that's what we're seeing right now.
And that's working for today, but at some point that may not work, because California Fair Plan, at some point, I heard a statistic that they have only $700 million of cash on hand, and they're going to have to start writing, claims in the Palisades and Malibu, which were they're the biggest lenders in those two areas. So one thing I would tell people: if you have insurance, get it done. If you have an escrow, get the insurance done fast, because at some point, I believe they're going to stop writing new policies, or they're going to make them stricter, or put income limitations on it, or size limitations or something. It can't go on forever, obviously. So just you don't want to be the person that, the musical chairs where the music stops and you're left with a chair. You want to keep moving as fast as you can.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree.
Crazy times. Well, this is a good time to stay close to your professionals. I know, Patricia, you're a little under the weather today, so we'll keep it a little short. I sound like I am. It's just my allergies kick up when the Santa Ana winds are the most beautiful time in California. Where I live, the sky is so blue and air is so fresh. The problem is it blows pollen from the desert, and so I sound like I have a cold. But I'm feeling great. But I know, Patricia, you've been a little under the weather. So, but you're still taking phone calls. You're still doing work, right?
Still working. Yes, I actually have inspections today in San Dimas. I'll be heading out there this afternoon. That's part of their home buying process as well, getting all your inspections done on the same day so we can shorten our inspection contingency, make the seller happy, and also move forward to the appraisal.
And you get the sexy porno voice with Patricia while she's sick too, in no extra charge. So we're excited to have that.
That's hilarious.
The deep, raspy voice.
We get you on Shannon's OnlyFans page for that voice. You do the audio work for that. Does my mind go there? What is wrong with me? I'm so sorry. It's so disrespectful.
It's
so busy.
This show just triggers it for you.
I know. I think it's just part of the show now at this point.
It's a jealousy. You're so busy listing properties. I'm so happy on one hand, I'm so happy for what you're doing. On the other hand, I'm so jealous. You're just doing so well that you're passing by here. I gotta get to work. So, okay. All that said, Patricia, if somebody want to get together with you regarding either selling a property or buying a property, as long as they're willing to either wear a mask or keep distant or wash their hands, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
My cell phone, 323-365-9909.
There you go. And Shannon, the lender, if you want to get pre-qualified, not if you want to, you need to get pre-qualified, particularly now, and make sure insurance quote's up to date. Let's get a realistic quote so we can close on it rather than just play around with it. Shannon, so we get a hold of you. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, they can get a hold of me by my cell phone, 661-317-8484, or my Instagram, FUND, Fund with Shannon. And on a positive note, interest rates have gone down the last 2 days. So I encourage you, if you are in escrow, please consider locking your rate. Right now, FHA 720, we can get a 5.875 now. So we're back, coming back down. I know we were on the rise almost for the last week, but the last 2 days have been very forgiving. So
good job, Shannon. Thanks for getting those rates down for us. We appreciate it.
Yes, thank you. I had to just show up. That's it.
Very good. Okay, guys. Well, great. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next week. In the meantime, call or reach out if we can help in any way and make this week your best week ever. Thanks so much, everybody.